Oompa, 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 hello everybody. Oompa, 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 here is Chris, the comic book nerd. Oompa, 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 hello all you YouTube comic book nerds.
Hey everybody, how's it going here? Chris here. Got a nice little bowl of M&Ms. That's what I'm going to be munching on for this little video here. Instead of drinking a beer or having a coffee, today it's M&Ms. So what I have today is a top 10 video. I was tagged by 123 Comic Ma'am for these videos that are going around showing some of the top 10 in your personal collection. So the 10 that I have here are 10 that just popped into my mind. I was just, out of my mind thinking of some of the best in my collection. So there are definitely a lot more than these 10 that I'm going to show you that I really appreciate. I'm really loving my collection, but right now these are the top 10 that just kind of popped in my mind. So we might as well just get started. First up here is ElfQuest issue number 1, published by Marvel. I'm showing you this particular issue because, one, I really love ElfQuest, but the one I actually wanted to show you was ElfQuest issue number 1, the original Warp graphics, I think it was called, or just Warp. ElfQuest issue number 1, the magazine size black and white comic book. That was produced by Wendy Pini and her husband Richard. But at the moment, because my room and collection is so disorganized, I can't find the magazine. But this cover is actually also pretty awesome. I really like the ElfQuest series, and I only have that one issue of the black and white original magazine size, but I also love this cover too. And ElfQuest series is just, it was amazing, and anything that I found from ElfQuest I found. I do have issues 1 to 32, which was the complete run of the Marvel prints of them, which were all done in color for the Marvel presentation, and I have some other ones besides all those. And now, I mean, ElfQuest was owned by DC now, and I think they did 2 miniseries. But yeah, anyways, really awesome. And each of these as well, I will give you little links to, because I did a little tribute video to ElfQuest. So I'll give you some links to that video. Next up, Spawn issue number 1. This was just an awesome series. I love Spawn, and ever since I got into it, I started collecting around issue 44, I think. But I've told in previous videos, I was kind of introduced to the character earlier than that. But since being introduced to the character, I just really liked it. Todd McFarlane's art, the story, everything was just great. So issue number 1 is just a really great comic book that I love in my collection. Next up here, I don't know if anybody's read this, but this was a fantastic series. There was 2 limited series, but this particular comic is the 1 in 1,000 variant. So it's a wraparound, and it says in the corner here, 1 of 1,000 copies, Dark Horse 100 Special Edition of Umbrella Academy number 1. By Gerard Way, Gabriel Baugh. The artwork by Gabriel Baugh, I freaking love that art. That is just sweet stuff. It fits so well on Dark Horse Universe, and of course Dark Horse Universe, the comic company that brings Hellboy to life. And Gerard Way is also the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, which I went to one of the concerts. Wasn't completely into the guy's previous musical talents, but I really love the I can't even remember the one album The Black Parade, that's the one. I really loved that one. Watched the concert of that one, and it was really cool. So wasn't really particularly into his singing, but once I heard more about this singer getting into comic books and was going to make his own comic book, I started to research it and see how well maybe a rock star could actually produce a comic book, and this just turned out absolutely fantastic, and it fits so well in the Dark Horse universe and of sorts in the Hellboy universe. Some articles I was reading that Gerard Way was a very big fan of Mike Mignola's works, and this just fits into it, and it puts in his love for music in there in the series as well too. So I was so happy with this Umbrella Academy series that I actually picked up the 6-figure set, and also all the variants and even the reprints, the second reprints for some issues. I just loved it so much. So every cover that was produced, I got it. I even have, I'll show you guys over here, a lot of mess over here, but this is also the Gerard Way variant cover. So the guy is musically talented, but also artistically. So this is a pretty good cover too, but I really love this cover by Gerard Way, but probably the more rare one is this 1 in 1,000 variant. So really good series to check out, I think. Next up, Secret Wars, issue number 8. Most of you guys should know what this one's about. First appearance of the origin of the symbiote. This one's a great one. The whole Marvel superheroes Secret Wars was a fabulous series anyways, I think. But this is a very, I think, more modern, iconic image to a cover, and just a fantastic story too. I really love it, and I'm very fond of the symbiote and Venom character as well, so this goes good with that. Next up here too, also a note I guess in here, if you guys might see, there are some comic books that are, have a great deal of some value, but there's also comic books that are, just not very, valuable, as this one. It's basically in mint condition, but I mean really doesn't have any a large guide value, but it's my personal top, comic book, just for, the story or the significance in my comic book collecting. So this one is issue number 62 of the Archie Turtles series, part 1 of 5 of the Cyber Samurai. And starting with this story, this was a story going with the future Turtles and the modern Turtles, and it was just really cool. And this is about a point where probably the height, I think, of the Archie's series, where it kind of really started to go dark, and there was quite a few issues before this where, of course, this series got quite a bit of ways from the TV cartoon and blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. The whole entire series I love, but this was probably the height of the series, and just so dark and just awesome characters. Verminator X and that was it Armageddon, I think his name or something, was like this mutated shark. It was just fabulous, and so I got the whole entire series, issue 1 through 72, plus the mini 3-part series, and Mute Animals I got from Archie. This is the series that started me collecting comic books, and of course this is kind of where it started taking a darker turn, and I just absolutely loved it. I forgot what else I was going to add. There was another point to this. Oh yes, also that it was a couple of years ago when it was the Archie, or not the Archie, but the TMNT's 25th anniversary, they started advertising for a story that was going to happen after issue number 72, which was another future story. I can't remember what it was called. Future Forever War, I think that's what it's called. But they were advertising that they were going to release this story that should have been released over 16 years ago after this original series ended with issue number 72. There was actually supposed to be another story, but they ended up canceling the series. So they actually, in the TMNT's Free Comic Book Day issue, they advertised this, and then later they advertised it again with saying it was now going to be something like a 5-part series instead of a 3-part series, and it's going to be released on this different date. Anyways, countless different release dates and issues, but anyways, it never ended up coming to fruition. I'm very kind of mad about that. And also the Turtle series, the comics, the rights have been purchased by Nickelodeon, so that whole thing just went to a mess, and I'm really sad about that. So next up, Wolverine Origins issue number 2, the Canadian variant. I frickin' love this one. I paid about $100 for this one. Wolverine Origins, the series, was fantastic. The last issue wasn't probably the best, but overall I loved this whole entire Wolverine Origins series. You know, after Wolverine getting back his memories, and this was it all kind of led into. And of course the presentation and first appearances of Doc and Akihiro was in this series as well. But this cover, just absolutely awesome. I think there was about 3 different covers to this one. The first real one was of a U.S. flag printed on his face, because there's this one character on here in the book, which I forget his name at the moment, but where Wolverine in the past had scarred him and scarred his face to make it kind of look like a U.S. flag, and then the character got a tattoo on his face of an American flag. So the regular cover of this one would have been an American flag, and then there was another one with I think Wolverine and that other character fighting on the cover, and then there was this retailer variant. So as soon as I saw this one, and of course being me a Wolverine fan and a Canadian, I just had to get this issue, so I paid about $100 for it. So love the series, love this cover. This is issue number 1 of the limited series of Wolverine. Again, just real big Wolverine fan. This is very significant. You got Claremont writing it and Miller art. It's just fantastic. And of course, I got Claremont's signature here as well. I got it at a Calgary comic show. It's just absolutely fantastic comic book, and pretty well, you know, gotta be near mint. I mean, it's a beautiful copy as well. So I just love this one, and the image as well. It's kind of ingrained in my mind as well too. Just fabulous issue. And you guys have of course seen this one too. Oh wait, I gotta stop. I'm doing so much talking. I gotta get some more M&Ms there. But of course, significance, and just for, you know, the beauty of the cover too. My giant size XMen number 1. Just love it. And I mean, this cover's been paid homage to so many times. You know, with these characters bursting through the page. It's just fabulous. And I mean, the journey, you know, saving up in my jug to get this one was quite an adventure too, so that adds the significance and you know, personal love for this particular comic book. Just fabulous. And last, well, actually not quite last, but the Incredible Hulk 181, and of course this is the first full appearance of Wolverine. I do have it signed by Len Wein. This one's a beautiful comic book too. It's got to be a little bit above a 6.5, 7. I'm kind of hoping, if I ever get it graded. And I do also have issue 180, where Wolverine appears on the last panel in that comic book, and he also makes a brief appearance on the first page or so of Wolverine, or of Hulk 182. So I have that whole run, 180, 181, 182. And another issue here, I'll show you guys. This is Special War Series number 4, published by Charlton Comics, featuring Judo Master. This is from 1965, and art and interior and the cover was by Frank McLaughlin, and story, it says here, by Joe Gill. Now, Frank McLaughlin, I think he may have had a part in this story as well, but Frank McLaughlin himself was a judoka, and in other issues of the short run of Judo Master after this, they kind of talk about that in those books, and there's also backups in those other Judo Master comics for actual judo techniques. Myself, I am a judo practitioner. I got my brown belt, and for more than half my life, since I was 14, I've been doing judo. So, you know, that for sure is what made me want to get this. But from Charlton Comics, they did Judo Master right. This was absolutely an awesome, great, you know, Silver Age read. It was just beautiful, beautiful thing to read. It was awesome. You know, this was kind of like Charlton's Captain America of sorts. And it is a war story and a, you know, hero, you know, war. I think it was sergeant or something, and you know, he becomes this this hero, you know, costumed hero. So I just love this comic book. Love the cover. Love the story. Yeah, I think I got another copy of this too, ungraded, which actually probably might have a little bit of a higher grade, but yeah, just love the comic book and the significance for me. But for sure, there are many more comic books that are really awesome in my collection, but yeah, these are definitely some of my top favorites for sure. Okay, guys, so that is my stack of my top 10 comic books, and I'm planning to either put some links or annotations in this video just to link you to some other videos I've done. I've probably done a video somewhere along the lines that goes a little more in depth or shows some interiors of each of the comics that I've shown, so I'll try to do some links to some other of these books if you want to look into them a little further. And once again, thanks to 123 Comic Man, the wife of 123 Comic Man, for tagging me to do this video. This was a lot of fun and got me on the internet and researching again about some of these characters and just trying to find some more appearances and that kind of thing. So it just it ended up being a lot of fun. And of course I haven't been able to have any money to buy any comic books, so this was something just a lot of fun to keep me occupied from going a little stir crazy for not being able to buy any of my recent books. So now it's time for me to tag a couple of people. I was looking at my subscriptions and I didn't actually see a top 10 from Scott. I know, Scott, you always have some weird titles to your videos, but I don't recall watching a top 10, or I don't see a title for a top 10, so I'll tag you, Scott, Question Bromstar, and I will also tag Chris, Dark Avenger C86, to do a top 10 of your favorite comic books in your collection. Yeah, so that's about that, you guys. I will see you guys later and look forward to those videos. Bye.